Lately, Whitney Webb has been sparking deep conversations on social media, diving into thought-provoking insights on topics ranging from Elon Musk's influence to geopolitical power dynamics. From December 31st to January 2nd, she tackled a series of critical issues, questioning narratives and challenging power structures. Won't it be fun when you disagree with Musk's politics, and he not only punishes your account socially but also financially? American WeChat, Musk's explicit original vision for this platform, really is taking shape. It might have a MAGA sticker on it, but it will be the same surveillance, social credit bullshit. Just courtesy of the PayPal mafia, instead of Chinese state-adjacent firms. The PayPal mafia are very state-adjacent too, and essentially have been since PayPal was created. Whitney critiques the parallels between Elon Musk's vision for the platform and surveillance-driven systems, raising concerns about the influence of the PayPal mafia. In a follow-up, she said, "If you are one of those people who think the PayPal mafia are our elites, even though they are the same Bilderberg crop and deep state gophers as the rest of them, I guess you'll not only give them your brain in a bag but your wallet too. Enjoy all the freedom they bring you." Whitney points out the dangers of entrusting power to those she refers to as part of the PayPal mafia, connecting them to broader elite networks. Whitney commented, "Yes, let me word everything like a gentle summer wind to protect the sensitive feelings of libertarians who are unwittingly promoting massive surveillance, state expansion through public-private partnership due the effects of election year hopium. Weren't you guys the facts don't care about your feelings people a few years ago?" Here, she critiques libertarians for inadvertently supporting surveillance systems while highlighting the irony of their prior rhetoric. She also shared, "Don't forget that one of the top causes of terror attacks is the FBI U.S. law enforcement looking to forever expand its budget and the war on domestic terror. With the new administration, it makes sense the domestic terror narrative would shift to the radical left, Mangione, and Muslims, to justify for interventionism in the Middle East. But remember, the war on domestic terror infrastructure has been expanded by Republicans and Democrats alike since 9/11, and the Gulf definition of a potential DOM terrorist is very vague and overly broad. Palantir, lots of ties to incoming admin, is key to its function, and the ultimate goal is to push this war into a pre-crime paradigm." Whitney analyzes the role of domestic terror narratives and connects them to the political and surveillance agendas of both parties. Sharing an article, she tweeted, "If you want a primer on the Biden administration's expansion of the war on domestic terror and the current government view of who is considered a threat, see this." She invites readers to dive deeper into the administration's policies, suggesting a broader pattern in defining threats. Whitney wrote, "If people can't figure out that Al-Qaeda works for the U.S. government to justify wars abroad and repression at home, even with the U.S. having overtly backed the AQ branch that just took control of Syria, they probably never will." Amazing how successful the rebrand of neocon propaganda has been. Here, she questions the role of Al-Qaeda in U.S. foreign and domestic policies, calling out what she describes as successful propaganda efforts. Continuing her critique, she said, "Guess this means lots of false flags in the future to justify more wars for Israel in the Middle East. People who hate the foreign wars are more likely to surrender their critical thinking if they are scared." Whitney critiques the potential use of fear to manipulate public opinion and justify military interventions. In a satirical post, Whitney shared, "An imaginary scenario. Elon Musk. Oh no, the people I've been manipulating into liking me through video game posts and anti-DEI tweets don't like me anymore. BCI revealed my true political views that they don't actually like. 2 days later, Musk. I'm a super-based Ultra Pepe meme. Again, guys, and I'm going to tweet about how I'm a hardcore Path of Exile player. 2 days later, Musk. Oh no, it's not working anymore. Time to call up the Pentagon, which I contract for, and ask for backup. Cybertruck explodes courtesy, allegedly, of active-duty U.S. Special Forces guy. Musk. My Cybertruck is terror-proof. Now, I'll tweet non-stop about Tommy Robinson and boost accounts claiming that the recent false flag terror attacks were caused by Muslim immigrants. See, I think some immigrants are bad guys. Even though no Muslim immigrants were involved, and Al-Qaeda and ISIS are run by the same parts of the U.S. national security state I work for." Through this speculative scenario, Whitney critiques the narratives surrounding Elon Musk and government-linked agendas. Following up, she clarified, "I clearly framed this as imaginary. It is merely a speculative thought exercise and is meant to point out how easily people can forget recent events in the age of social media and quickly be sucked into and manipulated by new narratives. I don't think this necessarily happened, but very few people in alternative media are regurgitating obvious BS about Al-Qaeda and ISIS, somehow being not US proxies now, and have lost the ability to even consider cui bono when dealing with the world's richest and most powerful people." Whitney emphasizes the speculative nature of her previous post, urging critical thinking about media narratives. Lastly, she stated, "The point of this exercise is to underscore how narratives can shift quickly, especially in an election year. People forget to ask who benefits and instead react emotionally, allowing powerful entities to manipulate outcomes." Whitney underscores the need for vigilance and skepticism in evaluating shifting political and media narratives.